Now let's get into actions. Actions are your movements or attacks that you do with your pieces. Depending on the point value that you and your opponent are playing with, in this case we're doing a 300 point game, you would get an action per 100 points of your team. Since we only have the 2 characters, we're just going to be using the 2 actions. Now, there are different kinds of actions. We have move actions that allow our characters to move their value. That's where we had that wing symbol on Iron Man. Some characters have a boot, which means they're a grounded character. Then we have close combat actions, and this is the action when you're in the heat of a battle and you're attacking an opponent. Next is range combat action, and just like your close combat, this is just a range attack that you're performing on your opponent. And we have free actions. Free actions allow you to use abilities and powers without assigning an action token. Now that we're set up and ready to battle, I'm going to go ahead and simulate a game between these 2 teams and go over the additional actions that you're going to learn about throughout these videos. Team 1 won the roll, so they're going to go first, and we're going to try and do a movement with Captain America. So Captain America wants to get up on top of this terrain here. But with his ground movement, he is not able to get up there. He has to find a way around. Ground movement characters cannot ignore different terrains. So in order for Captain America to get up there, he's going to have to use his movement and find some stairs, which are simulated with a number 1 and a 2. So you're going from ground level number 1 to the upper terrain level number 2. So Captain America is going to move his 10 movement. He's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is up on the terrain. 7, 8, and we're going to stop right there. Now that that move is over, we're going to take his marker and we're going to give him his action. Now it's Iron Man's turn, and Iron Man, if you remember from our previous video, has a different form of movement. He is a flyer. Flyers have a couple things that they can do. They could, 1, carry characters with them. If they do so, they minus 2 movement from their total movement. In this case, Iron Man is a 12 movement, so if he was to carry Captain America, he would have a 10 movement. But Captain America has already moved, so Iron Man is going to fly up to his full maximum of 12 movement. Unlike Captain America, when Iron Man wants to get up on top of this terrain, he can just fly right up here. Flyers ignore terrains. So Iron Man is going to go ahead and he's just going to fly up and he's going to come right in here behind Captain America. Then we give him his marker to simulate he's taken action this turn. Now that both of our characters have actions, we can no longer give them additional actions unless their ability cards show that they can use what's called a free action. Now that their actions are complete, it is Team 2's turn. Now, Team 2 is going to get ready to go. Thor here is looking like he's going to want to carry the Hulk up on top of that terrain so they can get into the heat of the battle quicker. To carry a character, all you need to do is Thor has a 10 movement, so we're going to subtract 2 movement from his total, so he'll have 8 movement. Then you just go ahead and pick up that character, and you're going to move up here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and we're going to stop here with Thor. Now, when you carry a character, it states that you can place this character in an adjacent square. What is an adjacent square? An adjacent square is any square that is touching the square that that character is occupying. So Thor is going to go ahead and drop the Hulk right in front of him, right in the front. And we're going to give our action to Thor. Now, can we give an action to the Hulk? Since the Hulk has been carried this turn, he has to wait. So we can't give him an action until next turn, then he can get into the battle and start roughing up some people. So now that we've completed all the actions we can with Team 2, they're going to end their turn. Team 1 still has their actions from last turn. We can give them a second action, but there are a couple things that we have to think about. When you give a character a second action, it is called a push. Now, when you push your character, you have to think of it like an exhaustion. So this character has already done some movement. He's done his action to get to that place, and he's a little tired. You can either let him rest, which is called clearing, where you essentially pass your turn, you let them stay where they're at, and you take that action away. That is effectively called clearing. Or you can do a push, where you're going to overexert this character that allows him to do another action, either attacking or a movement. Even a range attack would work if they had range value. But when you push a character, they take a click of damage. For Team 1's turn, we're going to let Captain America clear, which we'll do that at the end of our turn, and we're going to move Iron Man. We're going to push Iron Man so that he can position himself to make a ranged attack. So we're actually going to move Iron Man over to this square here. We're going to give him his second action token, and we will give him a click of damage. Now that our turn is over, we're going to clear Captain America so he is ready for the next battle. And it's Team 2's turn. Last turn, the Hulk did not take any action, so he's free and ready to jump in there and get into a battle with Captain America. So Hulk is actually going to take his movement, and he's going to move right up next to Captain America and do what's called basing. We're going to give him his action, and what basing does is it essentially locks these two characters into battle. He has been given his action. Now it is Thor's turn. Thor is just going to clear, so he'll be ready for next turn. Now we're back to Team 1. Captain America has no actions, so he's free to make a close combat action against the Hulk. Captain America has an 11 attack against the Hulk's 17 defense. So Captain America is going to have to roll 2d6, and the sum of the d6 plus his attack value must match or beat a 17 in order to do a successful hit against the Hulk. So let's see if he's that lucky. Captain America is going to roll, and he rolls an 8. That is plenty to hit the Hulk. That's going to give him a 19, and the Hulk is going to take 3 clicks of damage. So the Hulk gets hit for 3 clicks. We go 1, 2, and 3. And we give Captain America his action token.